Wilkerson. I am a board member for Athens Parent Wellbeing. I've been on the board for about 2.5 years now, and I served as president last year.
I'm Shannon Milan. I'm currently the vice president of Athens Parent Wellbeing. I've been on the board for 2 years now, so yeah.
And outside of Athens Parent Wellbeing, I am the mom of 2 kids. Hazel is almost 8 and Grayson is almost 4.
I first found out about APW when I had my daughter during the pandemic, and Reblossom was kind of the first place I ventured out to.
I've lived in Athens since 2006, and so I had been into Reblossom a few times for things, and I always saw they offered classes and stuff like that, but I thought it was always really cool because it seemed like such a good sense of community with all the classes they offered, moms and kids just hanging out.
So outside of Athens Parent Wellbeing, I am a mental health therapist and I work with kids aged 4 and up. But working with kids, I work a lot with the parents too. I see firsthand how parents' mental health can affect our child's mental health, and how it's kind of like on an airplane they say to put your oxygen mask on first. It's the same thing with mental health. If your mental health is not being supported, or you're getting help for something you're struggling with, you can't fully help your child.
And I think, as parents especially, there's so much focus on the kids and there's so much less focus on the parents, and parents have this giant mental load of having to take care of the baby, and they always come last. And so to be able to offer parents therapy, and not only therapy but just hey, just talk to Manira or talk to whoever, and they will not only find you therapy, they'll help you set it up. They'll match you with the therapist that they think is good for you based on everything that they know that's going on. That takes so much stress, I think, off of people that are looking for help.
Georgia is ranked one of the bottom 2 states in mental health resource, in the need versus resources. Me and my colleague both kind of contract with Athens Parent Wellbeing, so we're part of the therapist team that somebody can pay whatever they can pay, and then Athens Parent Wellbeing pays the rest. So if you can pay $0, and Athens Parent Wellbeing will pay the rest for therapy, which is so needed because a lot of people cannot afford to get that help that they really deserve.
Something that I truly love about APW is the fact that it provides easy and affordable access to mental health services for a very special population, this being birthing women and people. Because of the easy access, it helps to normalize mental health and shows that it's okay to ask for and receive help. And as a therapist who gets the opportunity to work with these clients, it's truly an honor, and I'm proud to get to support such a wonderful organization in a small yet mighty way.
We always hear as parents, it takes a village, you have to have a community, and you kind of have your baby and are just kind of shoved out, and nobody tells you where to find that village, where to find that community. So Athens Parent Wellbeing, and now that Reblossom is part of Athens Parent Wellbeing, really helps people build that village and build that community, or strengthen that village and community for people who might have had a stronger support system coming in.
Moving to Athens, Georgia, away from our support system was really daunting, especially with 3 children, 2 of whom have special needs. Thankfully, Athens Parent Wellbeing, APW, and Reblossom became our lifeline. Munira and her team welcomed us with open arms, providing not just support, but a sense of belonging and safety. Every time I walk through their doors, I feel relief knowing my children are loved and encouraged to express themselves through play. APW's free, low-cost virtual services have been a blessing, not only to myself, but so many people within the community. Thank you, Monera, and thank you, Athens Parent Wellbeing, for being our village and supporting us through the years. We're going to miss you so much now that we're heading back to our original state, and again, we just want to say thank you so much. You guys have been an absolute blessing.
At some point, they started doing the peer support arm of Athens Parent Wellbeing before it was even really a 501c3, and somebody had posted about it on a Facebook group, and I was like, oh, this sounds really cool. And so I filled out the form to be a blossoming mama because I wanted some peer support, but I also filled it out to be a Theramama because I felt like I had such a unique perspective to give. It's nice to be able to have the ability to match a mama with another mama and let them connect and kind of figure things out. So having that as kind of a complement to the therapy services is wonderful because it doesn't really cost anything. It's just parents taking their time out of the goodness of their heart to help somebody else because they've been there too.
I was just offered to help another mom as a therapy parent. I'm not scared, nervous, but I'm anxious, nervous. Because I'm just how much is this going to bring back? But yeah. I want to be able to help her if I can help her. So.
We didn't end up talking for too long, really, just a few months, and then we kind of went our separate ways. But it was such an impactful experience to know that there was somebody else who kind of had all the same weird feelings that I did about motherhood in a pandemic. Nice to have somebody that really kind of understood the weirdness of having a newborn and raising a little kid and worrying about sending them to daycare and all that kind of stuff. When people check on a mom, it's generally to check on the mom in terms of her health to make sure that the baby is okay. It's not always checking on the mom to just see if the mom is okay. And I think that is something that as a society, we suck at. We're not good. And so having the ability to match up their parents with expecting moms, to just let them know somebody is here that is outside of your family that cares about you as a human being and wants to know how you're doing, is really, really nice. I went into it not really knowing what to expect, so I was just happy for that connection, and I didn't really I just felt very comforted and excited that I was able to connect with somebody like that. So I got matched with a wonderful mom, and she was I'm tearing up just thinking about she was so just nervous about a lot of things, and she had just had a son. He was about a month younger than Grayson, and she had 2 kids already, and she was just I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know if I'm making the right choices. I don't know what I'm doing with my life. And it was so nice to just be able to sit down with her and talk to her because she was experiencing a lot of anxiety. She and I had both had losses, pregnancy losses before our pregnancies where we had our sons, and we had strange coincidental weirdness that Monera magic just placed us together because we had the same birthday and we actually had miscarriages on the same day.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy? So it was the universe had kind of brought us together, and I think she just needed somebody to talk to, just kind of like I did, that she needed to know that there was somebody there, and all of these questions that she had were normal questions, and all of these anxieties she had were normal kind of anxieties. The program ended, but we still keep in touch, and every once in a while we'll text, and I think having that support really helped her figure out how she wanted to move forward with her life. And so that's been like so special to see, because she's like just killing it now. Like she's doing so well. So, I think all of us, anybody that becomes a parent is kind of dealing with that, like how you were brought up as like a kid and how you want the world to be for your kids. So yeah, it's definitely been wonderful to like know that there is a program that like all of us parents are kind of in it together, and we're talking about these things and trying to make the world a better place. So yeah.
For over 2 years, I've dedicated my time to volunteering as a theraparent, and recently I've expanded my role to offer therapy as well for Athens Parent Wellbeing. Being a theraparent provides invaluable support to mothers navigating challenging life stages. It's a universal experience that's never easy. Connecting with others at this level has been immensely rewarding for me, being able to offer mutual support and alleviating feelings of isolation. Transitioning to a therapist for Athens Parent Wellbeing feels like a natural progression for me, and witnessing women blossom in strength and confidence through therapy is truly exciting. I'm incredibly grateful for the community that surrounds Athens Parent Wellbeing.
The NICU group, because it's at Piedmont and here, families who need that support but can't leave the NICU can still get that support, but then when they're starting that transition out, they can like, okay, this is a safe place to come.
I experienced a loss before Grayson, so I was 19 weeks pregnant with Oliver, was gonna be his name. Sorry. And it was like, it was really hard, and I thought it was gonna break me. And I didn't have anybody. Like, I didn't have the support system. I didn't have people that could kind of like share those stories. And so to know that like we offer that as like a support group that is here, and like there are moms that are going through the same things that kind of understand, that is something I really wish I would have had back in 2019.
Athens Parent Wellbeing has helped us in our parenthood by providing the Pregnancy and Infant Loss Support Group. We lost our son last year shortly before he was born, and the day we came home from the hospital, we went to our first meeting with Kayla. This group helped us see each other as the parents that we are and explore the ways we could continue to carry our child. We are so grateful for the support of Athens Parent Wellbeing.
Birth trauma, which I'm like, yes, we have that's another needed one. Yes, thankfully those are on Zoom. The maternal mental health group being on Zoom is so important because it is hard. It's especially hard, when you're a mom, because you still have to, do the child care. And, you're like, how am I supposed to take care of myself when I'm having to take care of them? But like I said, put your oxygen mask on first before you help others. So the Zoom allows you to do that. It allows you to be like, okay, this one night, for this hour, I can do this from my house. I don't have to get the kids in the car and go places, which is a struggle. Especially those toddlers, man. They don't want to get in that car. So having social anxiety, like just going to the group was very difficult. So thankfully the group was like, you don't have to share, you can just be here. And so just that going there was difficult for me. Thankfully I did that, so just taking that first step of doing it, and I was like, okay, I'll stay 5 minutes. I ended up staying the whole time, but I never left. Hi. just taking that first step can be very, very hard if you do have, anxiety or depression, or, you're just worried, or maybe you have a medical condition that you're worried, like, what will happen if I'm out, or your baby has a medical condition that you're like, oh, what happens if we're out? Just taking those kind of first steps can be hard. There is it's tough. Because you do join the Facebook groups, and they can be very single-minded and very this is the right way to do something, or I remember being on there and I couldn't breastfeed for my daughter, and they were always like, breastfeeding, blah 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 blah, and that just felt so isolating, because I was like, that's not the only option. I recognize this, but it can feel very one-minded, and thankfully our groups are very kind of open to all perspectives, and if this doesn't work for you, or here's another option. We've got to help bridge the gap from bye. Have a kid. Bye. Have fun.
Yeah. One of the support groups may not specifically be for me, but it's nice that we're creating this community where everybody has support. Yeah.
We just started the partnership with Piedmont for the NICU group, which is great, and kind of furthering that relationship to more than just the NICU, but the labor and delivery floor would be a great next step for Athens Parent Wellbeing, because, like I said, you literally have a kid and they're just like, here's your kid, bye. Yeah. If we further that partnership with them, maybe they could be like, here's a resource that will help with support and connectedness and
we're just expanding our reach.
Expanding, yes. Here's your baby, bye. It could be like, here's your baby, and here's resources and support in town that will help you learn how to be a parent, and help you feel connected, and help you, with this.
Yeah.
I know we do offer some doula scholarships, which I had never heard of a doula before. Going into Reblossom and Athens Parent Wellbeing, but now I'm like, well, everybody should have a doula. Who doesn't need that support? Doulas help you pre, during, and after birth, and they offer support, and they offer guidance and different techniques that you might not know to help you through pregnancy and the birthing process, and they are there to advocate for you during the birthing process. And then there's postpartum doulas who help that transition after you have the child, transition into that, maybe you have other kids, so transition, or maybe this is your first child, and like I said, they kind of just, you have the baby and they just kind of send you home. Women in the field now, but the male doctors still kind of look at you and like, are you really in that much pain? And the doula's like, yeah, they are. So that's very helpful to have that, outside source of support and advocacy, because in the moment, you may not be able to advocate for yourself. I haven't used the Petite Boutique, but I send people all the time to the Petite Boutique. I'm always on the moms Facebook groups, and when everybody's like, I know a mom in need, I'm like, Reblossom has a boutique that is free. If you need something, there's lots of stuff in there. You can even call ahead if you need something specific and ask, and they can you know, kind of dig around and see if there's something in there.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of that stuff, you can't just like throw it in the recycle, which is like inconvenient, or it just ends up in the trash. And you know, that's
and then if you
the best.
donate it somewhere else, like Goodwill too, a lot of times it just ends up in the trash.
Yeah, because I know they don't take a lot of like pump supplies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, kids grow so fast that like, I know I had like a bunch of stuff that like still had tags on it, so I was like, re-blossom. Cause they do. They'll be like, you know, 3 to 6 months one week, and then, you know, 12 months size the next week. So it is great to be able to have a place where you know those things are gonna get reused, and then, you know, if they're still in good shape, then they come back and then they get reused again. But also have a space where you can, you know, get clothes for your kids without spending your grocery budget on clothes, because it's expensive.
Let's see. I mean, I always come for snapshots with Santa.
Yeah.
Like, since Hazel was little, before there was Athens Parent Wellbeing, and we did it at Reblossom, and that it is now a fundraiser for us is so cool, because like I have like the picture of Hazel when she was like a year old and she's being handed over to Santa. It's like the quintessential like screaming child picture. And I love it. And so like, of course, when we had Gray, like it became a thing where we bring Hazel and Gray every year. So that was cool. And I mean, like this year, it was so wonderful that we had a black Santa and a white Santa. That is something that a lot of places around here don't do too. And it was so like nice that we were like thoughtful about being inclusive. That was wonderful.
Yeah. Were you at Blossom in the Park?
I was at Blossom in the Park. Yeah, it was so much fun. I brought my 3-year-old who loved it. We had it at Active Climbing this year, and she was just going crazy. She was climbing. I mean, she was coming down the slide at like 90 miles an hour, which made my mama heart like, And it was so nice to see kids being able to just be free and be kids, and then you know, the parents feeling like, oh, okay, we can like talk and get together and, you know, socialize and not have to explain why our kids are acting.
I mean, honestly, like you know you're ready when you know you're ready. Like no one else can tell you, hey, you're ready for this. You might know, because everyone deals with, you know, everything their own way, and they cope differently.
Something that I tell myself that I've learned, but I'm still trying to make myself follow it, is it's okay to not be strong. It's okay to like be vulnerable and open up and kind of like let people know how you're doing, because that's the only way that we're going to connect and like find ways to make things better for people. And again, like I'm not the best at that. But, you know, I preach it a lot, you know, and I tell everybody that that's what needs to be done. So that is something that I've definitely like seen a lot of, and it's been really inspiring to see like so many parents through Athens Parent Wellbeing do that and like open themselves up and like be willing to just be vulnerable and connect with people. It's pretty beautiful.
Or you became a parent?
Ooh, that like it was just gonna be easy. Like, oh, you know, you're a parent, like you just do this thing and it's like you raise this kid and it's easy. I mean, like I knew that it's supposed to be hard, but like I never knew how hard it was gonna be, and I don't think you really do until you're in it. Of course, some things are harder for some people than others. Like, I mean, even breastfeeding, like the very first thing you're supposed to do as a mom is like, oh, it's just natural and you should be able to do it. No, it's not natural. You shouldn't be able to do it. Like that was my very first lesson, was like, yeah, all of these things that I thought were going to come easily or like be natural, they're not.
The adults I work with color and we play with games because we need that as adults too, and a lot of adults lose that and forget that, and it can be so helpful to play and to draw or to color. I mean, even just even in a kid's coloring book, to color a kid's it's so important for our brains and our mental health we need that. We can't be on adulting all the time and expect to be happy. We have to have that kind of downtime and playtime, whatever play looks like for you. Reaching out for support as an adult with a kid models that to your child, that it is okay to, when you need extra help, to reach out.